Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, yes, we'll be talking about Hurricane Agatha. Has done it and has became a hurricane, believe it or not. We all knew it was coming, and it's now 90 miles an hour. I was going to do an update earlier when it became a hurricane, but I was just way too busy and stuff. So anyway, if you guys want to join my Discord link, that'll be in the description below. I'll put it in the description. And anyway, as you can see, Agatha right now is 80 knots, which is 9 miles an hour, with a minimum central pressure of 978 millibars, located at 14.2 degrees north and 99.0 degrees west, moving north at 2 knots, which is 2 miles an hour, which this thing is stalling over the Pacific Ocean right now. It doesn't have long. It is rapidly intensifying right now, which is about the goes up about 30 miles an hour, which is 30 knots or 35 miles an hour, and as of 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, you guys living on the coast along Mexico here, you guys should be in warning for hurricane warnings and tropical storm watches. Hurricane warnings for, I don't know most of the name, but I think it's for Oaxaca, somewhere on the coast. Sorry for the pronunciation, guys. I don't really know Mexican names, but all along here is where you need to watch out for hurricane winds. As you can see, there's a hurricane watch in effect for this part of Mexico. You've got a tropical storm watch here. Well, warning, I think. Tropical storm warning as well there. You also got a hurricane watch here in the pink as well. So, as you can as well. So anyway, as you can see, the tropical storm force winds on this system extend about 80 nautical miles to 90 nautical miles from the center, and these hurricane force winds in the center is about 10 to 20 nautical miles from the center, I think. But you guys on the coast, you expect some high storm surge. Mate, I think about 16 inches of rain, I'm pretty sure. But there's an AOY in the Atlantic right now, right between where the Yucatan is here. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the remnants of Agatha when Agatha moves up along here and possibly might go into the Gulf of Mexico. But if it does go into the Gulf of Mexico, you guys have to watch out as we could have Alex reforming, but at the same time, Alex might not survive over the mountains because Mexico has the biggest mountain range over here and here. So any storm that crosses over Mexico will get sheared to death. And if you guys live near the mountains, you guys could have some landslides or mudslides. But the landfall has been pushed back to 7 p.m. on Monday. Yesterday, this was going to be making landfall at 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which was 7 o'clock BST time. Around about now, it was going to make landfall this time tomorrow, but it moved back to 7 p.m. Monday because how slow it was moving. If this thing was moving a little bit more fast, about 5 miles an hour, it would make landfall tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Daylight Time. But I'll show you the models now, guys. Just to let you know, guys, that this system might have an opportunity of becoming a Category 3. It's not out of the question. I'm not ruling it out. I'm giving it a 20% chance of it becoming a major hurricane. It might not happen because of the SSTs. They are slowing down. I will show you tropical tidbits now. I'm showing you guys now the satellite imagery of Hurricane Agatha, and it looks so good right now. I think an eye is trying to develop on the latest frames, as you guys can clearly see, under that minus 85 to 90 degree convection. But as I was saying, you guys along here should be aware, because this system is going to do that, basically. Now, you can't rule it out and say, oh, this thing's only a Category 1, it's not going to cause as much damage. Category 1s in the past have caused a heck of a lot of damage in the Gulf Coast state. Allison was a tropical storm, and its rainfall was tremendous, and it's got retired. That was back in the 80s or something. So that got retired because of its rainfall, and it was only a tropical storm, which is unusual for a tropical storm to get retired. If a tropical storm causes $1 billion, then it should get retired. But as you can see, you got some really good massive convection right now blowing up around this system here. Now, it's got some good outflow bands, as you can see, some good inflow bands is what we like to see. It's breathing well, which is good, decent. It needs to have that anti-cyclone around it, which what it has. If it doesn't have that anti-cyclone, shear will come up. Shear will tear this apart, and it will look basically like something like that. So like the center will be here, and all the convection will be off towards this side of the system. So only this half of the convection will be active, and this side of the storm won't have any convection at all. That's how you know if a dry air or wind shear is getting into this system. But don't forget to subscribe to Force 13 as well. They make amazing content, amazing animations. Go and check them out. Binge watch all of their videos. Shout out to Force 13, Nathan Foy as well, who is the owner of Force 13. So yeah, I will show you the model ones now, and the models have been backing off a bit on this system becoming a major hurricane. Now I'll show you the North Atlantic first, because as you can see, you can clearly see this system here. But as you can see, nothing really active in the Atlantic right now. Monday, you don't really have anything. Tuesday, you don't really have anything. And then you do have a little area of interest north of the Bahamas, as you guys can see on here, about here in this box. Keep watching. Right there, you do see a spin up of an area, and here you do see a spin up of an area as well. Now, whether that will become Alex and Bonnie, not really sure. But they'll possibly stay out towards the sea because the high pressure system is weak. The high pressure system's always weak in beginning of the hurricane season, but but in the middle of hurricane season and at the end of hurricane season is usually pretty strong. So you guys is basically this is coming off the Yucatan, and the remnants of Agatha does move through Mexico. Now, whether it will move like this, the remnants, and then it move up like that, because most of the models want it to move up like this, make landfall in Cuba as probably as a tropical storm. This is like 5 days out. Next Saturday, this is 5 days out, so I wouldn't really rely on the models that well. It makes a landfall on the Bahamas, and then apparently it shoots down, and then moves into the Gulf, and then, as you can see, clearly, nothing really is active at there as well. So I'll show you the East Pac now, the Eastern Pacific, and you can clearly see Agatha right now, 984 millibars. GFS is a bit low. It's now, I think it's in the 970 somewhat, which is a high-end category 1. So Agatha gets to 983 and 960. Got us to 975. So I think the GFS is backing off of it on its major hurricane peak, but we can't rule out a brief major hurricane here, because the storm's here right now. When it gets here, it'll probably start weakening anyway due to land interaction. But as I said, if you guys are not prepared in Mexico, you need to be prepared now. There's no time to prepare for this system anymore. If you guys are not prepared, time is running out for you guys, because because this is a stage 5 on my scale on the wind potential scale. It's a 5. Now, I think before it makes landfall, it'll probably go up to 6, which is devastating or damaging on my scale. And as I'll play the thingy out, as you can see, it just completely rapidly it rapidly weakens as it heads into Mexico, and then does try and have a shot reforming in the Bay of Campeche, but doesn't really have a shot. SSTs, the La Nina right now, it's not looking as good as it was. It is re-strengthening again, as you can see. La Nina strengthening again. Some of that cool anomalies are coming back now. There were westerly anomalies. No, there were easterly anomalies coming from Australia, blowing back the cold waters. But now there's more easterly anomalies coming from the south of South America. So basically, this La Nina will be with us for pretty much the whole of the year. And this is the 3rd year now of La Nina, which is pretty crazy, if you ask me. The Atlantic is above average, as you guys can clearly see right now. Let me show you the SSTs. North Atlantic, I'll show you the Atlantic first. The Atlantic is warming up nicely. MDR is a below average, and then it's about average, I reckon. Caribbean is about average to about a degree above average. Now the Gulf of Mexico, better completion, you can see a little bit of 28, 29s, maybe some possible 30s. If you guys are lucky. There is some upwelling here due to some severe weather that was up in the plains up here, which it's tail things. What do you call it? It's outer bands. Its outer bands were cooling the waters down a bit, but that's to be expected. But the ocean heat content is warming up in the Gulf and the Caribbean. It's not as hot as it is in recent years, as like 2020, 2016, 2018. It's hotter than 2018, I think. It's not as hot as 2021, because 2021 we saw a lot of red anomalies in the Caribbean and orange anomalies of the in the Gulf in 2021. But this time in 2020 we were up to the sea name storm. Well, nearly up to the sea name storm. And we had 30 degrees Celsius in the whole of the Caribbean. The whole of the Gulf of Mexico was half as 30 degrees Celsius. So remember, all of this bit was 27, 28 degrees Celsius. Show the north of the Eastern Pacific. As you can see, Eastern Pacific's not really looking good, but there is some warm anomalies trying to push up into the Gulf of California. Where Agatha is right now, it's about where I can mark it here, or a little bit closer to land, but it is in 30-degree waters right now. But the ocean heat content over here is little to none. So, because it's moving so slow, upwelling of this storm from 100 meters from below the sea surface, 100 meters below the surface, all this cold water here will move up to the surface and probably stay there until it warms back up again. And yeah, as you can see, in an El Nino season, this bit is 26, 28 degrees Celsius. As you can see, it's been below average in 2020, 21, and 22 so far. My predictions, they will be coming out between July and between July and August. So stay tuned for that. I might up or down my predictions a bit. Depends how much activity we'll have in the Atlantic. But we're meant to have a busy start, which I don't clearly see. And I'm pretty sure this streak has ended. Because as you guys know, for the past 7 years, we've had Anne in 2015, Alex and Bonnie 2017, Alex and Bonnie in 2016, Arlene 2017, Alberto 2018, Andrea 2019, Arthur and Bertha 2020, and Anne 21. So we basically broke the streak, which we can't really rule out next year. I'm pretty sure we probably will get another storm next year in May. But if this year's gotten on, I'm pretty sure, because you don't need you don't need an active hurricane season to have storms in June or early start. So anyway, you can see this La Nina in effect, and you can clearly see that the Pacific is below average. It's getting more below average than what I thought it would have been. I thought we would have had more warm splotches over here, but as that La Nina is getting stronger and stronger, I think this is a negative PDO, Pacific Decadal Oscillation, which is not good for the Pacific, but for the Atlantic, MDR between slightly above average to average. Subtropics are below average, because if you want an active hurricane season, you want a cool subtropics and a warm tropical tropics. If you have a cold subtropics and a warm tropics, the more storms you get down here. The warm subtropics you get, so if this blue blob here is warm, the less storm activity we will get in the Caribbean, Africa, Gulf of Mexico, Florida, Bahamas, and all that. And the Pacific will be active, which we're in a positive AMO, I think, which is cold, warm, cold, which is what we're seeing. A negative AMO is warm, cold, warm, which, if you see that, it will leave more activity towards the Western Atlantic and the subtropics, which is what we saw in 2020, because most of the storms were forming this part of the Atlantic, some in the subtropics as well, but most of them were forming here. None of them were forming where homegrown systems should belong, near the Cabo Verde Islands. Now, I'm pretty sure we'll get a lot of storms off this part of the coast this year. So, anyway, I have to wrap up the video there. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll quickly show you visible satellite imagery of this storm, which is looking beautiful on visible satellite imagery. As you can see, blowing up some really good convection. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets upgraded to 105 miles an hour in the next update. But I think that's a bit bullish, to be honest. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, which possibly be tomorrow when it makes landfall, and when it makes landfall, depends if I'm not asleep or not. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to Nathan Foy, Cyclone Tracking Oz, and all them. They've inspired me to do hurricane tracking, and I'm pretty sure it's gone well for me. So anyway, stay tuned for the latest update. Stay safe in Mexico. And yeah, anyway, it's been your boy Declan Storms 2. Don't forget to follow me on discord.gg/Declan Storms 2. Link will be in the description below. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Facebook is just Declan Cooper. Follow me on there. Twitter, I think it's Declan something. I have to find out what my Twitter is. So, yeah, those links will be in the description. Also, you can also follow me as well on Instagram, Declan5034, for the latest Storm updates on there. So, anyway, it's been I'll leave you on this LA imagery for a little bit. A separate video will be coming out on the progression of this system as an invest and a tropical storm. So, satellite imagery will probably be out a bit later on, about 9 o'clock BST time, British summer time. So, stay tuned for that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Have a great day.